So here is the original pond that you built, and oh my gosh, water quality, the fish life, everything is looking incredible.
I look at it from a very kind of like a painting perspective, if you will. This thing will add a little bit of texture here and different color here, like a combination of just what I see out in nature and art.
You could just sit and look at all the different layers from the forest floor all the way up to the top.
You got him?
Yeah.
I believe that's a dusky.
Dusky. Hey, what's up everybody? Ed the Pond Professor here. I am back at Tanner's place and we are checking out his pond that we built two and a half years ago.
I've been here for 3 summers, but
Three summers.
I think it was like, I guess technically 2 years ago.
Okay, this looks phenomenal. I'm just blown away by how fast everything has grown in, but I also know that you have a green thumb. You're in it constantly.
Yeah, I went a little bit overboard the first year. I waited till all the plants went on clearance at like Home Depot and Lowe's, and I just go out. I just go out and so much stuff.
I love the look, and again, it's all the little details coming up with the different textures, the mosses, all the different aquatic plants, and how it transitions up into the perimeter type stuff. Where do you get your inspiration from? I know everybody's got different stories on all this stuff. I'm a big outdoor guy, naturalist, love hiking in the woods just to get my inspiration. I mean, what's your thoughts?
Just like growing up as a kid, walking, like we got good wildlife around here, just walking around all the woods, that really inspired me to kind of like nature, I guess. I look at it from a very like a painting perspective, if you will. This thing will add a little bit of texture here and different color here and stuff, so it's kind of like a combination of just what I see out in nature and art.
It works really well, you know, the mixture of not only textures, but I also love the different materials, from natural stone to some of the driftwood and logs and that type of stuff. Those little things that really make all the difference in the world.
A lot of this stuff we put in whenever we set it up, like some of the driftwood, just what you guys always say, as the person who owns it kind of gets into it, that's when you really make it your own.
I love seeing what you've done here, but what I really want to talk about is the future. You know, I want to talk about, you know, another project, and you mentioned it almost right after we built this that you had some other ideas.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of an evolving thing. You know, again, personally, over at my house, when I moved in, I had some ideas of what I was going to do, and I've already changed it. The more you look, the more you see. Super excited about coming up with some of these new ideas, and hopefully we can do something next year, I guess.
Yeah,
End of the season right now. So, all right, well, let's go take a walk. So here is the original pond that you built, and oh my gosh, water quality, the fish life, everything is looking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I love it. It functions perfectly. I actually do less with this one than the one out front, and that's probably partly, it's a larger volume of water and more plants. It's super easy, and I love it. I just wanted to preface that, so it's not why I want to get rid of it.
Sure, no, absolutely. I would want to keep it as well. I mean, once something gets dialed in like that, it does. It gets easier and easier with time. The mint is growing like crazy. Water quality looks great. Your fish are breeding. So, I mean, everything is doing really, really well. And how deep is that?
It's about 2.5.
2.5.
It's not perfectly level, so in some areas it's probably closer to 2.5, and then in some it's more so 2.
You're building on a slope.
I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I should have been using a pickaxe because it's all clay, and I was using a shovel. And
just kind of went over some of your ideas. If you can kind of do a recap here of what you're thinking about for the new kind of a renovation, basically.
Sure, we're not going to go too much larger, maybe another 1,000, 1,500 gallons, nothing too crazy. We'll kind of keep the same footprint as this, like a rectangle sort of setup, sort of where the waterfalls are now. It'll be the same kind of, just like a sheet waterfall. Yep. But we'll have it in an L shape and boulders in the corner here to split it off into 2 waterfalls that come in. Okay. And inside of there we'll have a bog filtration, so we still get all that nice nutrient export from the plants and everything like that. And it'll kind of create a barrier for the fencing and stuff too. So are you thinking the same height basically for this waterfall here is what you have right now? So 18 inches, 24 inches, something along those lines? Obviously we chop the top portion of it off because the plants will be coming off. And maybe we could go slightly lower than that. It doesn't bother me, and I could hide it all in with the plants and stuff to where it looks pretty seamless.
And then so during the excavation, where you have this dashed line right here, you said that that's approximately the same square footage of this?
Basically it'll be the same as this, but we'll just dig it maybe a foot deeper. And then we'll have another area around the edge here, and that will be about the depth that it is now.
Coming out 2 to 3 feet?
Yeah, 2 to 3 feet. Well, I guess we'll have to dig probably closer to 3 because we're
going to lose some because of the walls. But you want to keep that type of nice clean look. Drop in some bigger boulders, kind of an artistic touch to it. Melding 2 different design styles.
Yeah, for sure. And people who watch my channel and stuff, you would think I would be more into the natural style. I really like the way this one looks. It draws you into the fish a certain way that the other ones don't, whereas the other one you're kind of looking at all the landscape and stuff. And so my idea here is to kind of blend the styles into a cohesive looking piece.
Gotcha. Very cool. I love it. I think one of the things that I mentioned kind of briefly, and maybe we'll discuss it a little bit more, is because of the elevation change and everything that you have here, this continues to drop down in this direction. If we can do a negative edge, so having a waterfall falling out of that into a subterranean reservoir where the pumps and the mechanicals and all that stuff is kind of hidden from view, does increase your filtration, lowers your maintenance. So I think maybe we should kind of explore some of those concepts as well.
I think something like that would be awesome, and just add another layer to it.
And then we could also, if we're exploring that, maybe we look at taking water off of the roof, because you have the downspout coming here, and because of the grade change, we could actually steal away some rainwater off of the roof, and that would help fill it, and that's a great source of water.
It would actually help us out too, because over here by the fence, that would probably be the best spot to put it. It just puddles in here.
Oh, it does.
Like
okay.
So it will help with erosion and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's the beauty of it, is if we could solve a problem as well as increase the overall function, I think that's a win all the way around. Well, I think what we're going to have to do is maybe get some measurements to some of these things, just so we can get a list of materials, and then we can go from there. There's nothing like a front yard pond to greet everybody as they come into the home. Looks like you got a couple favorite chairs sitting over there as well.
Typically we'll sit out here at night and just enjoy the sounds of the water.
Nice. I am always blown away by Tanner's work, watching his videos, following him on Instagram, all the different projects, but seeing the stuff in person, just unreal.
And then again, this tank's super low maintenance because the way I have these plants, the roots are down there, so they help filter it and everything. It's kind of like a mini bog filter.
It's exactly what it is, absolutely. Doesn't have a lot of depth from front to back. What is that, 18, 24 inches?
Yeah, it's 2 feet.
2 feet, but it looks so much more, just the way you have all the different layers and the lighting and everything. So it's just that type of stuff. You said you follow a lot of art, and you know, I mean, that's exactly where those concepts are coming from.
I include the botanicals down in here, and these koi cats, they were able to breed because the babies could hide.
Oh, no way.
There. So yeah, I noticed them not long ago. I don't know if any of the babies are out, but they have like 10 babies, creating a little ecosystem.
Oh, amazing.
And the thing that's crazy too is you look in here, you don't realize that there's 50 fish in there because they can all hide.
No. I got this guy. Wow, that's a cool habitat.
That's my guy.
How old is he?
About 5.
Wow. What's the lifespan?
20 plus.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they can live long. Just a gecko up there.
There he is.
If you look in a tank and you can't find the animal, even when it's in plain sight, you did something right.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And these are called Dwarf Pea Puffers. They don't get any bigger than that.
That's awesome. And then this.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. I had a ton of ferns in here, and ferns are finicky to where when you plant them in, they die and then they come back.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look as full as it did whenever I set it up. All custom built.
I mean, again, you could just sit and look at all the different layers from the forest floor all the way up to the top, different lighting conditions, different moisture.
So this one, I just really wanted to get that canopy feel.
Oh, you nailed it. It's awesome. Start to finish, from design process, construction. This is a significant project. Like, what does something like this take?
It only actually took me about a month to build, but I had been planning it for years.
Yeah. All right, so here's the water feature Tanner built for his parents. They've been watching his since it was put in, and they needed one of their own. And this looks phenomenal. I love the cascading boulders and all that stuff, and all the little pockets that you created around it. It's amazing just the impact of a small water feature. I mean, there's not much water here at all. A little hidden spring up on the top. This is really, really impressive. I mean, this is your first pond build of this style. You have a natural gift and an eye for it.
They had a lot of these plants just wherever, and I moved them all around the pond, and my mom's like, man, it just makes sense now, like everything fits in. Now it's finally a home, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is great. I love you got the seating area, sight and the sound of water. Exactly what every home needs.
Got him?
Yeah.
That's the dusky.
Dusky? There was another one in there, wasn't it? There he is. So awesome. It's a good day right there.